Join me in welcoming Vashti Sankar. Where do you lead from? Where do you lead from? Vashti Sankar.
Where do you lead from? Contest chair, honor judges, fellow Toastmasters. Tonight I would like to tell you about a few insignificant people who've had a great impact on my life because of their leadership skills. You see, fellow Toastmasters, these people led from the heart with love and compassion, and they changed the history of this world for all mankind. In 1970, in Omaha, Nebraska, Father Edward Flanagan, he had a place where homeless boys and troubled boys could go. They could get food, clothing, shelter. They could be kept warm during the winter nights and cool during the summer days. They could get love and attention. You see, Father Flanagan understood that when people are neglected, they tend to lead to crimes. Between 1941 and 1943, Father Flanagan was reading a magazine called The Messenger, and he came across a drawing of an older boy carrying a younger boy on his back. Now this younger boy had braces on both of his legs. There was a caption that read, "He ain't heavy, mister. He's my brother." Now, Father Flanagan thought that this drawing captured the essence and the spirit of what he was trying to do for these children in Boys Town. So he got permission, and he ordered a bronze statue to be made, and the caption read, "He ain't heavy, Father. He's my brother." That drawing, fellow Toastmasters, have inspired songwriters, filmmakers, and singers all over the world. In 1979, girls were allowed in Boys Town, and Omaha State was changed to Boys and Girls Town. And a bronze statue was made of an older girl carrying a younger girl on her back. And the caption read, "She ain't heavy, Father. She's my sister." You see, fellow Toastmasters, between 1800 and 1900, the world as a whole experienced a disease called poliomyelitis. History doesn't tell us if this boy that was being carried on the older boy's back had poliomyelitis, but the mere fact that he had braces on his leg tells us he had some sort of paralysis. There was no cure for poliomyelitis, and children who contracted poliomyelitis, they either died, it left them either crippled or maimed. But there was a man, a New Yorker, who went to a New York college, and he was the person who discovered the vaccine for poliomyelitis. His name was Jonas Salks from Pittsburgh Medical School, and it took a team of doctors at Harvard University to grow this vaccine and test tube. In 1955, poliomyelitis vaccine was made available to the world. Fellow Toastmasters, if these gentlemen, these dedicated men had said, "This is not my child," or "My child don't have poliomyelitis," or "This doesn't affect my family," I want you to think, where would you be? Where would I be? What would happen to my children, your children, my grandchildren, your grandchildren? Around that same time, a different age group, the elderly, these people who worked hard and supported society and their families, they were dying, but they were dying blind. And it was considered that blindness was a part of growing old and old age. And no one knew the cure for that blindness. But you see, cataract is the #1 leading cause of blindness in the elderly. But there was another man from Queens, New York. And this man was Dr. Charles Kelsman. You see, Dr. Charles Kelsman, he went to a dentist, and he was having his teeth cleaned. And while the dentist was using the probe, he got inspired. Oh my God, if I could only get a probe small enough to do cataract surgery for the eyes, then these elderly citizens of our country will be able to see better, clearer, brighter. You see, Dr. Charles Kelsman, he dared to challenge the medical world. Dr. Charles Kelsman dared to challenge the healthcare system. You see, he faced a lot of universal skepticism, but he believed in himself. His colleagues didn't believe in him, but he believed if only I could get a probe small enough. And fellow Toastmasters today, because of his persistence in the face of skepticism, we have cataract surgery, where you can have it in the same day and go home. These elderly citizens, fellow Toastmasters, they can see light, they can see color, they can see beauty. Compare a life of darkness to a life of color and beauty. I believe when Dr. Ralph Smedley in 1924 had the vision for Toastmasters International, I believed he looked into the future and he saw that there would be a group of dynamic young men and women who would dare to change the history of this world for all mankind. And I believe he knew that if you lead with love and compassion, you lead from your heart and your spirit and your soul, you could change this world. You see, fellow Toastmasters, we have a lot of leaders in this world who crush people's dreams and they break their spirits. What kind of leader are you, fellow Toastmasters? Where do you lead from? Whose world can you change? Whose life can you make a beautiful difference in? Thank you, Contest Chair.